Hey guys. I'm making next week's sign up May 8th. I can't believe it's May already. Hey Jen, hey Rihanna. Okay. How's everybody? Alright, next week is up. This diary, ooh, sorry, I just whacked my microphone. This diary is a little more complicated than I thought. It is not just a 1907 diary or a 1904 diary, it is both. So I was originally pretty confused when I first went through the pile of diaries. This is the last one we have. Because inside it says it is printed as a 1904 diary, but he's crossed it out and put 1907. So I assumed it must just be that he filled it out in 1907 and was using an old diary as like his just a place to write. Well, it actually appears that the first half of the year is 1904. So we're actually going to go back in time a little bit from the last one. And then later, 1904, a little bit of 1907. There's not really anything in between. So Josh said perhaps he started it in 1904, ended in 1907. That would make sense. But we actually already read his 1906 diary. You have a journal like that going 5 years on and off. Yeah, he wrote an entire diary in 1906. So I guess he must have started this one in 1904, fell off the wagon. Maybe he didn't write in 1905. He got a 1906 one and then got half of the year done in 1907. I don't know. So we're just going to read through it. I wish I had realized this before we read through the 1906 one, but it's okay. I think this is kind of cool because it fills in a little bit more of the gaps that we had. Hey, Valentina. I was just saying that this diary is actually half and half 1904 and 1907. So that should be interesting. At least it's not like mixed up together. It doesn't seem like, at least. I realized it because on his birthday, which is in January, he said he was 23. And I'm like, he's not 23 in 1907. What the heck? And then it all kind of became clear because later on, I can kind of open it and show you. In the later part of the diary, he actually crosses out the day and writes the actual day and sometimes adds in 1907. So that's how we know. I read that on Discord. Yeah, let's see what happens. The other thing is there's some entries in here that he clearly wrote in and then erased them. So when we get to those, they're in March. I don't know how we're going to read them, but I hope we can try. Oh, cool. Thanks, Sydney. So someone had asked, what do we know about this guy so far? I can give you a quick overview. We actually know a lot about him. This is Ralph Slippy. His picture's up in the corner, but these are the other pictures that we've found of him in the newspapers and all that kind of stuff. He, at this point in time, I'm trying to figure out actually, in 1904, I think his job at the college, the Armor Institute, which we have pictures of, that was in 1903. That job was not going well and he resigned. So I don't know if he's back in Waterloo, if he's started doing the city engineer job or the assistant city engineer, but he's basically an engineer and he jumps between in these few years working at different universities and working for the city of Waterloo in Iowa. And then eventually he becomes the mayor of Iowa. Not the mayor of Waterloo, sorry. Not the mayor of Iowa. Mayor of Waterloo, Iowa. This is the college, the Armor Institute of Technology in Chicago that he worked for in 1903. In 1906, he works at, what was it called? I have it. The University of Illinois, Champaign. Hold on. Let's find it. University of Illinois at Champaign, Illinois. So that's where he worked in 1906. Between then, I don't know. I did see a mention of a professor at one point when I was just snapping these pictures. I didn't really read through it, but I just saw some words that popped out. So I don't know. We'll see. So here we go. Hopefully that was a good enough overview. We've got some long entries, which is good at least. But a lot of this diary is empty. I'll zoom out. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know what's best for zoom, but... So we're in 1904 currently. And then later on, he'll let us know, I think, when we're in 1907. So got up at 7. Went to breakfast. So if this is 1904, this is immediately after they got married. So maybe I should just pull up the 1903 one and read like the last few entries to get us back in that mindset. I'm actually excited to read 1904 because this year was exciting. We had 2 diaries, one from him and one from his new wife. So we can kind of see what they were doing at the end of the year. They got married on... Oh, did I not like put all these in here yet? Well, anyways, they got married right before Christmas. I guess I didn't upload them all. Hold on. I think it's in here. Oh, I was tabbing back and forth between the two, so let's see. And that's from the back. Okay. I missed a few days. I gotta go put them in there. Let's see. Okay, so they went away. Oh, I guess he started working, right? So right after they got married, they moved to Chicago. Right? Where she went? Oh, I guess she went. I don't know. Did they come back? Hold on. Let me just do a little refresher. So their wedding day was the 23rd. They went to Rhinebeck to visit Ralph's family. I remember that now. Christmas Day. Okay, so then she's back in Waterloo. She's packing on December 29th. And then that was it. Oh no, that's also from December 29th. This is in the back of the diary. She's saying goodbye to her friends. And then she went to Chicago. And Ralph was already working in Chicago, so I guess she went with him. But then his job was also ending, which was confusing. I guess we didn't really like find out what happened with that. But let's see. Let me just look at what Ralph was doing. And then we'll get started. I didn't think we were going to get to see this little part of their life. He left it blank. He checked on his accident insurance. Yeah, so it looks like they went to Rhinebeck, then went back to Waterloo and said goodbye to everybody. So now they're probably just arriving in Chicago. Okay, went to breakfast. And then Georgia and I, that's his wife, his new wife, went out looking for, furnished rooms. For light housekeeping? Like they're going to do the housekeeping, or, I don't know, we looked at several places, or maybe he means they want it to be furnished so that they don't have to do much. Hey, Nikki. We looked at several places and finally decided on 3732 Michigan Ave, 2 rooms in Georgia. Got our first dinner for us alone. So cute. Made 2 trips to my room at Forest Ave after many things and spent afternoon in getting settled. Georgia and I took a walk. And got some things for supper. Professor Williams called and stayed about an hour. Then Georgia got supper, and after supper we talked till 10 and went to bed. Okay, so they just found a new place. That's cool. Maybe we should look up 3732 Michigan Avenue. Oh no, we're not in Waterloo. We're in Chicago, Illinois. Let me open up the Google Map, the Google Earth thing. Oh, also, sorry, anyone on YouTube, I see your chat now. I'm gonna pop it out so I can watch it. Mike said, is reading diaries your thing? Yes, reading old diaries. Google Earth. Hey, Rachel. How many diaries would I say I've digitized? Oh, I don't know. I could count. I've done... This is the 6th one of this series, so that will be 6 when this is done. Plus 3 from the Weatherman Diaries. That's 9. And I've done 1 on my own, but haven't published that one. So another one. So that is... Oh, and we did 1 as a group, so that's 11 so far. Crazy. 11. I'm trying to find, I want to open up my project. Okay. What year is this in? Yes, so this is in 1904. And halfway through the diary, he stops writing and then picks up again in 1907. So it's a little bit of both. That's why I'm like confused on how I'm supposed to title these things, but it starts in 1904 and then it's 1907 later. And we've read his wife's 1895 diary when she was a junior in high school. And then we read his 1901 diary when he was working on the railroad. And his 1902, is that right? I can't even think. Hold on. They're all here. No. 1895, 1901, 1906. Oh, they were both in 1903. Okay, hold on. We read her 1895. We read his 1901. Then we read the pair, the 2 diaries from 1903. Then we read 1906. Now we're going back to 1904. And then to 1907. So we're jumping all around. What was I doing? Oh, I'm looking here for 3732 Michigan Avenue. Chicago. Let's see what it looks like now. It's probably not the same building. It doesn't even look like it's labeled as that anymore. No, definitely not. But this is where their room was. I don't think that building is old enough. That one, though. That one looks old. Ooh, free stuff. My favorite. This is kind of cool. 3736. So this must be going upwards. 3740. Yeah, so there was a house. Another one here. Oh. Oh, hold on. Lavender Horse, I didn't see your comment. Oh, Michigan Avenue is the Gold Coast in Chicago. Big money. Oh, okay. This is a different one. I wonder if the buildings were pretty much the same on the other side, like the same styles, but it's weird. They look like so strange. Middle of just two-story buildings. I mean, this is what, like three-story? They just look so out of place. They look so tall. Cool. Yeah, they are. Wonder if they must be preserved. Oh, they're really long. Look at that. Let's look from the back. Oh. They must be all broken up into apartments now. Ooh, a boat. It's really cool looking. They're called 3 flats. Oh, when they break them up into 3 floors, 3 apartments. We should figure out who lived there back then, though. Okay. Go back. Okay. We're on January 2nd. My little words on the screen are in the way. Stormy, cold. Got up at 7. Helped Georgia with breakfast dishes. Shaved and wrote a letter home. 3 of identical flats. Huh. Went over to AIT's, that's the Armor Institute of Technology, where he worked but doesn't work anymore, to get my paycheck. Called on Professor Phillips. I think we have a picture of him. And rode down on elevated with him. Went to Northern Trust Co's bank and to the fair and came home, wrote letters after dinner. Yeah, you should, Marsha. Wrote letters after dinner and sent out insurance money with voucher to change beneficiary to Georgia. He put her on his insurance. Made something to my old room, trip to my old room, and 1 or 2 downtown. After supper, read a while and played flinch till 10 with Georgia. Newlyweds playing cards. Yeah, I know he mentions her in this one. It's nice to hear her name again. And flinch is their favorite card game. I can't get it to show, but it says clear and cold above January 3rd. Got up at 7:30. Went out and got not Papa. That doesn't make sense. Paper. Ate breakfast and helped wash dishes. read a while and wrote some letters. Or read and wrote some letters a while. And dressed up. Georgia and something. Georgia and I. Get that paper, King. Georgia and I then went after the mail. And then to see Effie Allard and took a long walk on 30 east to the lake and back on 32nd, ate dinner and helped with dishes. Read a while, and then Georgia and I took the L. He's getting the lingo. Took the L to Jackson Park and walked around there a while. Came back at 6, ate supper, and played 2 games of flinch and talked till 10. Seems like 10 is their bedtime. January 4th. Got up at 7. Read paper and ate. 10 is also your bedtime. Yeah, same. Or it should be. Got up at 7, read papers, and ate breakfast. And helped with dishes. That's good he's helping her with the dishes. She used to always write about doing dishes constantly. Went down to 43rd and College Grove. 43rd. He likes to keep track of him helping with dishes, yeah. OMG, my FYP knows me so well. I love deep diving into obscure history. Yes, then you're in the right place. Went down to 43rd and College Grove. Or Cottage, I think it is, actually. Thank you. Ave to see J. F. Foster. Superintendent of South Park Commission, but did not find, no, not Wisconsin, Chicago. Did not find his office. Came back and ate dinner. Georgia and I went downtown after dinner and did some shopping and got back at 5. Read paper, ate supper, helped with dishes, and played flinch till 9 and went to bed. Flinch all day, every day. This diary belonged to Ralph Slippy. He's up there in the corner of my screen. Diaries are my favorite because you can get a picture of how the person was. Yes, I know. It's so sweet. We read the 1903 diaries of Ralph's and his wife, Georgia. It was the year they got married. So, it was cool to see them get engaged, and then eventually get married. And now this is right after. Got up at, so they're like newlyweds by only a couple of weeks at this point. Got up at 7:30, went out and got paper, ate breakfast, and helped with dishes. wrote some letters and went to 57. It's funny because he talks about doing dishes. She did a lot of dishes because she was the housekeeper for her families. They rented out some rooms and she would do the dishes. So she did a lot of dishes. I can see that showing up in her diary entries. They're just the two of them, and he's just helping her do the dishes between the two of them. But I guess maybe they had a lot of dishes. Went to 57th and Cottage Grove to see J. Might be G, but J.F. Foster. Superintendent, South Park SP Commissioner. But he was out of town. Maybe he wants a job. Came back and got dinner and helped with dishes. Read till about 3, and Georgia and I took a long walk north to 23rd Street on Michigan and back on Calumet. That's a guess, but we could see. So if they were, maybe we should put a pin in the map. That this is about where they, oh no, here it is. Okay, I think it was on this side of the road though. 3732. Yeah, it doesn't really exist. So about here is where their house was. How do I add that? Ah, get out of here. Okay. And I'll put it, put a description. 3732. Okay. So if they walked, let's go on their walk. Oh, we could look at 57th and Cottage Grove too, but long walk north to 23rd Street. So this way. That is a long walk. Oh, I don't know if 23rd Street exists anymore. Oh, it does. Okay. This must be 23rd, right? Yep. 23rd Street. And back on Calumet. Street. I don't know. It's there. You saw it? South Calumet Ave. Okay. Okay, does that run all the way down? Must. Yeah. So where's their house? Oh, their house is... No, that's South Calumet. Where's their house? Here. Yeah, here. Cool. Ah. Wait, what did you say? Yeah, it is South Calumet. Calumet, thank you. Calumet. I know I pronounce Waterloo wrong too. They say Waterloo. All right. January 5th. Did I finish it? Not yet. Yeah, that's true. It is in January. That's cold. After supper, played flinch till 9 and went to bed at 10. Okay. January 6th. Flinch is a card game. I actually have a copy because after they played it a million times in one of the diaries, I bought an old copy on eBay. They still make new copies of it now, but this is what it looked like in 1904. And actually, that's cool because this diary is now from 1904. I bought it because, well, I wanted a copy. I just thought it was cool. And the bottom of it has a little note from the gift giver, the person who gave Trucy for her birthday this deck of cards. Compliments of Pearl. Cottage Grove. Oh, cool. That happens a lot. People just are scrolling by and they're like, oh my god, that's where I grew up, or it's where I went to college. People were so personal with their little touches. Yes, I know. Same age as your great-grandparents. That's cool. The old ones are way cool. Yeah, the old flinch games, definitely. Interesting, as newlyweds, he doesn't allude to no, he doesn't talk about, like, romance or anything. They just play cards together. Clear, cold. Got up at 9:30. No, that can't be 9:30. He doesn't get up that late. 7:30? Playing flinch is the... Oh, are you saying it's something else? It's the cards, I think. Maybe it's a code. Where has that human thoughtfulness gone? We should be grateful he's talking of his day-to-day and not work. Yes, definitely. I know. Too bad it's not 20 years later. All right. Got up at... I think he's saying 7:30. But it's hard to tell. It wouldn't be 1:30. That doesn't make sense. Went out and got paper. Ate breakfast and helped with the dishes. Wrote some letters and went out and mailed them. Wait, where did you get his diary? This was donated to me by someone who followed along with another project. Thank you, Valentina. So these were donated by someone in Iowa. Went out and mailed them. Came back. I gotta find our next project though. Came back and read till dinner. He would have loved having a dishwasher. I know. Imagine all the things he could have done. I'm knitting and trying to help answering in between. Well, I really appreciate it. Don't drop a stitch, though. Came back and read till dinner was ready. So he's not cooking dinner. Ate dinner and helped. Thanks for the gifts, guys. I see them popping up. And helped with dishes. Then made checkerboard? Made a checkerboard? Georgia and I then took a walk south on Michigan to 42nd Street. They're exploring their new town east to Cottage Grove and back on 33. After supper, I slept a while. Effie, Allard, and Nell Saxton called and stayed about half an hour. Went out and got some lemons and flaxseed and Hey, hot lemonade. Do you guys remember hot lemonade? That's funny. He must not feel good. He went for too long of a walk out in the cold. He only drinks lemonade when he is sick. That's hilarious that that came up again. Hot lemonade. Drink some hot lemonade and put on a flaxseed poultice. Remember that? He didn't do a flaxseed one before, but... poultice. And went to bed at 10. Hey, Holly. Yes, it's probably... yeah, he slept during the day. And maybe he did sleep till 9, actually. Yeah, I don't know. I can't tell. It does kind of look like a 9. I don't know. I'm going to leave it. But he did sleep in the middle of the day, which means he probably wasn't feeling good. And he definitely isn't feeling good because he had hot lemonade. And he only has hot lemonade when he's sick. But he still went on a walk. You're right. Maybe he's just getting a sore throat. Got up at 7:30 again. Ate breakfast and helped with dishes. Read paper. Wrote letter. Got dinner. Got dinner only and went downtown. Got dinner. I think that early. Yeah, thank you. Went downtown. Got back at 5. Went to see Professor Phillips. I forgot I have a picture of him, I think. Read paper, ate supper. Ate supper. Read again. Played 2 games of checkers and 2 of flinch and went to bed at 10. They just play games together. I just love that. That's what me and Ian do all the time, except we play video games. I always forgot they called lunch dinner at the time period. Yes, it trips me up a lot. Lunch is dinner and supper is what I call dinner. Where do you find these journals? I would die to find one antiquing. I've gotten them from a bunch of different places. These were donated to me by someone who got it at an estate clean out. And I've gotten one from an estate sale. I just got lucky there. I don't think that they're common to find there. And eBay. Your grandparents call it that too. Yes, my grandparents will call like a fancy like Christmas lunch is Christmas dinner, even though it's in the middle of the day. And they say supper. Yeah, I do this for fun. Thank you. There was a question. Does he work? He did work at a college. He was an engineering professor. He's only, and someone just also asked how old he is. He's like 22 at this time, and then he turns 23 very soon. And he just graduated from his own college program for engineering, and now he was working as a assistant professor for a little bit, but it didn't work out. I think he was too young, not experienced, and the students weren't really respecting him. That's what it sounded like. So he resigned from that position, and now I think he's looking for work. I think when he says, oh, I'll find Professor Phillips. I think when he was saying he was looking for that guy who's a commissioner of some area of town, I think he's trying to get a job. Professor Phillips. This is Professor Phillips. Hey, Gilbert. The biggest meal of the day would be called dinner. Oh, really? Okay, so lunch was the biggest meal of the day? I thought dinner. I mean, well, not dinner. Supper. On the east coast of Canada, we call lunch dinner and dinner supper. That's interesting because my grandparents, on the side that they call it supper and dinner, they're French Canadian. So that might be a big part of it. Ate breakfast and read till noon. We ate or went down on 31st and came back and ate dinner. Wrote letters and read till 2. Unpacked box and read till supper. Read till 10. Mailed letter for Georgia. And went to bed. Wonder what he's reading. Yeah, I don't know. Later on in this diary, he seems to give us little synopses of the books he's reading, but right now he's not really telling us. Maybe he's reading the paper. But I did notice when I was taking the pictures later on, it's kind of weird. Like he writes his entry, and then in the bottom he writes something that seems like he's telling a story, which I think that it's like what he read that day, because he talks about books and stuff. Oh, birthday. Hold on. If it's your birthday, then you get this. Happy diary birthday. Yay. It's a special event when everyone comes up. Oh, and your daughter's birthday. Happy diary birthday to her. Southern U.S. Yeah. I wish he was more detailed. You say that, but I'm telling you, he was very detailed in his diaries from 1901 and the last one, 1906, when he's talking about his job. He's an engineer, and he was an engineer on the railroad, and he told us like exact coordinates of every single pole that he put in the ground. It was insane. Yeah, those were a little bit more boring. So I think this for him is actually a lot of good details, because he's telling us what he did throughout the day and not just listing numbers. He must be busy but trying to keep up the habit. Yeah, because then he falls off the habit again. Got up at 7:30, read till dinner time, and wrote letter home. Also helped with breakfast dishes. Received letter from Ellsworth at Iowa Falls to call and see him about position. See, he's looking for a job. Went out for short walk with Georgia. Surveyors don't use coordinates. Okay, sorry. It's bearings and headings. Oh, well, that's cool to know. But a string of numbers. Georgia is his wife, his newlywed wife. Headers, bearings, and headings. What does it mean? What is a bearing and a heading? What are bearings and headings surveying? Direction of a line by an angle. Yeah, okay, that makes sense because he talks about degrees all the time. 0 to 90 degrees, headings. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yep, it's typically expressed as north-south followed by the angle. Yup, remember this notation? I had to repeatedly try to figure out how to make the degree symbol on my keyboard. Hold on. Yes, he does. So Gilbert's one of my diary detectives. He knows a lot about the diary. So he became the mayor in I think it was like late 30s, or was it through the 40s? I think it was like mostly in the 1930s, but I'm not sure. And into the 40s. This is Ralph Slippy's diary. He's up in the corner. You can see his picture. He's right now an engineer between jobs, and he just got married, and later on he becomes the mayor of Waterloo, Iowa. No, this isn't my job. It's just for fun. Went out for a short walk with Georgia. Oh, I already did that. In afternoon, and read till supper time. After supper, read. Yeah, it's fun. And after we read through the diaries, we try to find descendants and give them back to them. So after supper, read till 9:30 and went to bed. Went to see Professor. Thinks TikTok has upper corner with some game stuff. Oh no, you can't see him? I'll move him for a second. He's in the middle now. Do you see him? I'll leave him there for a little bit so it catches up. Have you thought about doing this for your job? If I were to go back, maybe I would go to college for this, but I'm a teacher. I'm like 6 years into teaching now almost, so I'm pretty set. And I enjoy it. I'm an art teacher, so it's fun. But this is fun too. And if I had known this was if this was a job that I could have gotten and I knew I enjoyed it back then, I probably would have made a different choice, but we'll see. I don't think I'll ever switch careers. Went to see, where are we? Professor Phillips. After dinner and again after supper to get letter of recommendation. Did I actually spell that right? I can never spell that word. Nice. I think I always put 2 C's. Genealogy is fun, but a very difficult job to get into. Yeah, I'm not even sure what kind of careers. I would think it would be difficult to actually get paid for it. And I'm also not really an expert on genealogy. I just spend a lot of time looking for things on the internet, but I don't know the actual proper way of finding things or documenting things, you know. There's a lot of experts out there. I attended calligraphy classes to start transliterating old journal texts. There may be seminars like in your region. Oh, yeah, maybe. Might need to take a trip down to Waterloo's Historical Society. Yeah, I emailed their library for some information, and they got back to me and said they would look for stuff, and then they never got back to me again. Hey, Deb, good morning. Got up at 7:30, went out and got paper. Ate breakfast. Helped with dishes and read paper. Shaved and dressed up. Went to post office. Most cities have a genealogy department through Historical Society. Yeah, I've seen on the city website, I think they have something. Shaved and dressed up. I really want to find a picture of his wife. It's Iowa, Waterloo, Iowa. Post office, then. Wait, hold on. Shaved and dressed up. Went to post office. And then came back, ate dinner, and read till 3. Took a long walk south to Armor Institute. East on 37th and south on Grand Boulevard, and called on Mr. and Mrs. Marsh. Took elevated back and got back at 7:30. Popped some corn. And cracked some nuts. Ate them. Read a while and went to bed at 10 o'clock. My aunt and uncle have lived there for nearly 30 years. I loved visiting them there. That's cool. There's not a pic when he wins the mayor election. Yeah, there's pictures of him. We have a lot of pictures of him. But not any pictures of his wife. And the other question, hold on, let me get back here. Oh, thank you. Are you from Iowa, or how did you decide to transcribe his diary? They were sent to me. I did another series that just happened to be from Iowa because I got them on eBay and that's just where they were from. I am not from Iowa, I'm from Massachusetts. So I don't know a lot of these places, and it's cool to learn from you guys because a lot of you who come on here are closer to there and tell me all about it. tell me when I mispronounce words. But yeah, so it just so happened that this is the second series that's also from Iowa, but I have no connections to the people or to Iowa itself. Got up at 7:30, ate breakfast, helped with dishes, read a while. He has a lot of similar mornings. Started to pack up trunk. Are they leaving again? Ate dinner and helped, oh, maybe it was a temporary room with dishes and finished packing trunks and grips. Went down and got expressman. Came back and talked. I wonder what, I don't know what expressman is till 5. Someone to help move? Took to something to 12th Street ICRR station. Maybe the number 2 car, like train. I don't hear a Massachusetts accent at all. You have a very neutral accent, much like Midwesterners. Oh, yeah, I definitely don't have a Boston accent, I don't think. I'm more towards Rhode Island. Not too far from Boston, but I don't really know if I have a Rhode Island accent either, but I don't know. I've never really thought about it. An expressman is a person employed by an express company, typically involved in collection and delivery, probably. Maybe like a bellhop, someone to help take trunks. Yeah, probably. Oh, and left for Waterloo, yeah. At 6:13. Supper on train. Okay, so maybe they're visiting, or are they moving back? I don't know. Seems silly to go all the way there and then go all the way back, but maybe he had to go to finish up, like, his, like, I know his job was ending, so maybe he had to tie up loose ends there or something, but we'll see. That's okay. That's okay, Valentina, I still got it. He is originally from Rhinebeck, Iowa, and then he lived in Waterloo, Iowa, and now they're in Chicago, Illinois. Maybe it's about the letter for the job. Yeah, it could be. Her family lives in Waterloo. Yeah, maybe he's going to visit them. Going to visit that guy who's writing the letter. That's true. Okay. We arrived at home at 1:30 and surprised Mr. and Mrs. Newton. That's Georgia's mother and father. We have a picture of her dad. A lot of pictures of the men in this diary, but not as many of the women. This is her father. It's crazy how detailed people used to be. Yeah, like every minute of the day. And then he gives us very detailed times, too. Okay, surprised Mr. and Mrs. Newton. Went to bed at 2:30. Surprise, wake up at 2:30 and got up at 8. I took the 10:30 IC train to Iowa Falls. Yes, this is, I think that is, you're right. I think he's going to see that guy. Hi, Grandma on YouTube. Oh, I need to make sure I keep that up. I just minimized it. There we go. Okay. IC train to Iowa Falls, arriving there at 12. Got dinner at Woods Hotel. We'll look that up. Went up to see President E.S. Was it Ellsworth, I think? Of Des Moines, Iowa. Oh, it's the railroad. Des Moines, Iowa Falls, and Northern Railroad at 1:30. Okay, hold on. This guy helped build a lot of bridges in your city, yep. Wow, and he only found out when we started tonight. We found out what? Sorry, I missed. Yes. I only found out this was 1904 when we started because the diary had it was originally made for 1904, but then he crossed it out and wrote 1907. So I assumed he just filled it in with 1907 and used the old diary. But it's actually half 1904, and then later on it's 1907. So we got a little bit of both. You're from Iowa. This is awesome to see a diary so close to home. Yeah, that's cool. I also have, if you go to my website, which is thingslostandfound.com, I have another set of diaries, the Weatherman Diaries. They're also from Iowa. They're from a town called Fairfax, Iowa. I don't know if you have heard of it. It's a small town. It's near Cedar Rapids. And these boxes load for everybody else. They don't load for me because I'm on the live stream, but they are the typed out diaries that you can go through. So the man who wrote these diaries and his family, they're the Delaney's, Todd and Edna Delaney, and he worked on the railroad also. So this is kind of like how I format it out, and you can read them. And then there's also a few more of these diaries from this series. This is the 6th one. You were born in Cedar Rapids, yeah. So they talk about going to Cedar Rapids all the time in that diary. Okay. Northern Railroad at 1:30. 12:15, 2:15. I think it's 2:15. 4:45. And at last found him. Oh, God. Running around before cell phones. You can't just text them. Where are you? Talked till 6:30 in regard to position of chief engineer, and went back to Woods Hotel for supper. Went to Opera House with Mr. Ellsworth and met Mr. Dan's of CRI and P Railway. Left on CRI and P Railway at, oh, it could be Davis. I think that looks more like it, because with the dot, that makes more sense. At 9:25 for Rhinebeck. Got home at 10:45 and surprised my folks. Oh, okay, so they must have had to go to talk to that guy about the job, and oh, very much cute. So then they decided to surprise both of their families on the way. Talked till 12 and went to bed. And Georgia maybe stayed with her family while she was waiting for him. Nice. This is sweet. It's nice to read the 1904. It's right after they got married. I didn't think we'd get that year at all. Got up. I think I have a few more entries in me, and then I'm super hungry. Oh, hold on. Let me move this around, because TikTok is about to yell at me in a minute and say I'm not active. Got up at 7:30. Talked with folks till noon and took C and GW to Waterloo and got dinner. Talked till about 3 and went to Berries. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to look up some things. Then across the river. Oh, return of Hector with Hector. That's the horse. And came back home and talked till supper time. There's a lot of throwbacks in this one. Ooh, January 13th is your birthday. Happy diary birthday. After supper, talked with Mr. Newton till 11:15. Don't you feel special? Till 11:15 and went to bed. Wrote and mailed letter to Professor Williams. at Mount Vernon. That's where he went to college before going to bed. Professor Williams, we have a picture of. It must be in this one? Here's Professor Williams right here. Sylvester. Okay. I wanted to look up Woods Hotel. Woods Hotel in Iowa Falls. The Woods Hotel in Iowa Falls was originally built on the site of the Western Hotel. Here's the Woods Hotel. That's where Ralph went. Isn't that cool? These diaries were donated to me. How are you and what are you doing? I am well, and I am reading old diaries for fun. How are you? I do this every Thursday at 6. We read through different diaries. We've been working on a series of diaries, mostly written by Ralph, who you can see hopefully up in the corner there. I know he's hiding maybe behind other pop-up things. I don't know. Can some of you guys see him, or should I just move him entirely? Is he blocked? Got up at 8 and talked till 9:30 and went over to Mr. Newton's office and talked till 11. Went back and helped pack trunk. After dinner, helped wash dishes and talked till about 3. Helped hitch up and went up to Berries, that's her grandparents. Then took trunk over to CRI&P Depot and got tickets to Mount Vernon. Okay, now he's going back to where he went to school. Maybe he's just going around looking for jobs everywhere. Came back to City Hall and talked to Wilson on the way back to the depot. Took CRI&P train. At 4:40 for Cedar Rapids. Supper on train. Thank you, Fizzlebumpky. Before we know it, the current generation won't be able to read cursive handwriting. A lot of people can't now because they don't teach it. Some schools do, but it's not, I don't think, mandatory anymore. How can you read that? Just practice. I know. At first it's hard when I'm reading a new diary, but then if we've been reading a lot of the same people for a while, it's easier. Can you show whose diary this is? Hard to see on TikTok. Yes, I will move his face down. This is Ralph. And I have more pictures of Ralph. This is not Ralph, but hold on. Here he is. These are all pictures of him. But right now, he's closest to the age that you see on the screen. Would you show how you organize it all digitally? Yeah, it seems nicer than what it actually is. It's just, this is over here where I'm typing is Google Docs. And I'm just like typing into a document. This is just pictures I uploaded to Google Photos. And then I organize it like, usually I make for each diary a Google Slides. The reason why I use Google is because I can access it from any device, and because I have a Patreon group and we work together, so I like that the Google suite, you can like easily share it and work on it together, so that's why I kind of have everything on Google, but you could do the same thing with PowerPoints. And the reason I like the Google Sheets is because you can put pictures directly in or article links, and you can link the actual like web page to it without it being ugly. And then you can also move things around. Like if I decided I want to add one more thing, I can move this guy. And it's not like Google, or not Google, like a Word document where if you move one thing, the whole thing gets screwed up. I just find PowerPoint. I'm a teacher, so I'm kind of drawn to PowerPoints anyways, but that works for me. So that's what I do. And then I do have a website where I share it all called thingslostandfound.com. Website could be nicer, but I don't have web development skills. So if you click on any of these tabs, these are the different projects that I've done. And then all of these boxes that don't load when I show you guys, they are those slideshows. So you can see, you can click on them to make them bigger and stuff, but you can see all the people that we found in the diaries and then read the entries too. Where was he? What town was he from? He grew up in Rhinebeck, Iowa, and then he lived in Waterloo, and now they're in Chicago, but he's going back to Mount Vernon, where he went to college, so mostly all around Iowa. Did you ever find the diary owner on Ancestry? Yes, we've done a lot of research, especially on these diary series that we have. Like when we have a bunch of diaries from people, we build, like by we, I mean my Patreon people who are in here, and their names are up on the top of my screen too. They are in the Diary Detectives. That's what our group name is. And we usually will go and like create an entire tree. And partially just for research purposes and trying to find pictures of people, but also to try to find living descendants. We try to like create the tree and figure out who's still around. So here's an example. I'll click on the Delaney family. So this is from those Weatherman diaries that we had. And what's really cool is when we first started, for a long time, we didn't have a picture of Todd, who was the original writer. And then we ended up connecting with his great-grandson, who took the diaries, so now they are with Jim. And he also found a picture of Todd and sent it to us. So we finally got a picture of him. That was really exciting. And so you can see, like, I would put in pictures wherever I can, because I'm a visual, like, as you're saying in the chat, Valentino was saying I'm an art teacher. So I'm a very visual person, and I love having faces to names and like pictures for the places, and that's always really fun. Did you know that part of the 1904 diary or was in this? No, I didn't know. I kept going back and forth. Like originally when I listed, I don't know if you guys remember, but I thought it was a 1904 diary because on the front it says 1904. It's hard to see because it's like the page has fallen off the paper, or the leather, I guess. But it says 1904. But then when you open it, it says 1904 and it's crossed out and says 1907. So I assumed it was a 1907 diary and he was just using the old one. But it's actually partially 1904 and then partially 1907. Thank you, Jesse. If you guys like it, come back every Thursday. Or maybe become a diary detective. But I'm on here every Thursday at 6 and we go through the diaries. We'll go through this one pretty quickly because it's not fully, no, not all in January. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. I that might be answering or talking about something I said and I forget what I said. After we finish this diary, we're going to start a new project, and I don't really know what we're going to do next, but we'll figure it out. Yes, I think it's cool too, Nikki. It's a little special treat. And I remember at the end of the 1903 one, we were like, oh my God, I wish we had the 1904 story. And now we get a little taste of it. Yeah, wait, it's like, oh, the diary series, yeah, it's over the course of many years. It starts in 1895, and then it's like every few years we get one. Casually scrolling TikTok and coming across my hometown. Yeah, that happens to a lot of people, oddly enough. Cedar Rapids. It was a good surprise, yeah. A lot of people say that, that like randomly they see it and it's their town or their state. Do you get paid to do this? Not as a job. I have another job, but I make some money off of my Patreon account. That's what the Diary Detectives group is. Also from Iowa, and was surprised to hear some local town names. Yeah, that must be cool. Anyone new here? Please give... Oh, thanks, Nikki. Appreciate it. Oh, we got a lot of likes today. Yeah, like, follow, subscribe, right? Okay. Supper on train. Oh god, I gotta find where I was. 440, we can find that. Am I on the correct page? Yes. CRIP at 440 for Cedar Rapids. Supper on train. Took Tufton. What the heck? Tufton Pling? Plug? What is that? Okay, hold on. What was the question? Do you have a YouTube? Yes. I stream to YouTube and occasionally upload. I mostly upload like TikTok videos to... Oh yeah, it looks like it actually might be a TIP. I don't know. Yeah, so I want to upload more to the YouTube. You should follow it if you like this, because who knows when TikTok is going away. So, just in case. But what does this say, though? C. Took something at 6:20, but train did not pull out. Okay. I think it's Phi. I was a pharmacy tech for 15 years. It's like reading Dr. Scribbles. Yes. Can I scroll right a bit? On to. Yeah, it's weird because it looks like there's an extra letter, but I feel like it is plug. Tripton? Plug? I don't know why it's in quotes either. Yeah, maybe it's like a not slang, but like a little reference that would be just known in the area at 6:20. It's something to do with a train, but train did not pull out till 9:30. Yeah, it could be. We could look that up. Arrived at Mount V at 10 and went to Altoma Hotel. To bed at, oh, can't type all of a sudden, 10:30. Okay, let's look up Altoma Hotel, Mount Vernon, Iowa. Altoona. Okay, there's the, is this right? Oh, it's in the Cornell yearbook. That's where he went to college, so that makes sense. Maybe they, people stayed there when they visited. Tipton Plug is a train station. Okay. This is the Altoona Hotel. And we want to look up the Tipton Plug. And we're in Cedar Rapids, right? That's where he was? The story of the Plug. As the passenger train that ran regularly between Stanwood and Tipton. Tipton Plug? Usually a passenger car and an express car with occasionally the addition of a livestock car. The engine was smaller than those used on the main line. It made 3 regular round trips to Tipton daily, except Sunday, and for quite a number of years obligingly stopped at any crossing if it was flagged or had passengers who wanted to be dropped off. There was a period of history of the plug in the early 1900s when the little train made a daily trip to Cedar Rapids. Hey! That's the train. That's cool. Is there a picture? Tipton Plug. That's so cool. Oh, I don't know if we could find a picture of it. Let's see if there's any more info. Maybe... We're in 1904. Let's see. Bad accident in 1872. Was that on here? I saw something for a second too that was like an accident. Or was it on here? It was in 1904? Where did you see that? Was it on this page, Carly, or was it on newspapers? Or the Google search? How do you find pictures of people? I have 2 books of records I'd like to do this for. I'll kind of like walk you through the few places that I look in the order that I do it. First, if you know, like, it depends, you have to know some information about them. It can be really difficult if you only have like a name. But if you have birth and death and like place that they lived, Find a Grave is a really good resource. And that's free. So if you go to Find a Grave, you can put in their information. Like, I'll just look up Todd Delaney because he was from the other diary. Or what did I do? Spell it wrong? I don't know. Anyways, but see how people have uploaded pictures? They'll upload pictures of the grave site, and then also if they have family photos, a lot of times people put them in there. And then there's newspapers.com, which is paid. So Find a Grave is free. Newspapers.com you have to pay for, but you can often find wedding pictures or obituaries. Yeah, and they'll often put the obituaries in Find a Grave too. Ancestry is another paid one that has pictures a lot of the time. Not all the time, but that's a place that I look for sure. And then Family Search is a free, kind of like Ancestry. I find it a little bit harder to search Family Search, but a lot of people really love it, and that one's free, so you could start there. And then also, a lot of times, if you're looking for a certain area, definitely search the libraries in that area and see if they have an archive available of newspapers. Because when I was reading through the one from Brooklyn, New York, Brooklyn their library has just free access to historic Brooklyn newspapers, and you don't have to pay for them. So some towns, and then even some of them have like newspapers that you wouldn't even be able to access on newspapers.com or something like that. So it's definitely worth looking to see if they have any searchable old newspapers. A lot of areas are uploading them now. Oh, and Gilbert sent Fold 3 is like Ancestry, but for military history. Wikitree is real genealogists and can be sort of helpful. Yeah, I found some information from the Anglesey, the New York diary on Wikitree. That's actually how I linked up with one of the descendants. Oh, cool. Okay. You know about that one. But yeah, I don't know, did I miss anything? There's like a smattering of websites that I use, but mostly I jump between Ancestry, newspapers, and Find a Grave. And then for each project, I accumulate some... Oh, and Library of Congress, too, is a good one. Not really for finding people, but for finding pictures of, like, places. For each diary that we read, over time, we find websites that are useful, and I keep like a list of them. So for these specifically, there's a website for the college that he went to, and they have all of the old yearbooks. Yearbooks are another one, actually. If you're looking for pictures of people, find out where they went to school for college. Usually back then it would just be college yearbooks, and a lot of them have pictures of all the students. I have very in-depth records of my church, and I love how you did this for the diary. Oh, thank you. Okay. Maybe I'll read a couple more. I'm getting really hungry. Let's see. We're about halfway through January. Oh my god. His entries are so much longer than in the other ones. It's throwing me off. He has a lot to say. Got up at 7. Breakfast at Altoona Hotel. Went up to Main College Hall and met Professor Williams and Ganser. That's his friend. And several other fellows. Made date with Professor W at 10. And something Adolph Hall. And saw Adolph Hall and went to Y.M. Martin's room till 10. Also saw Clifford. That's his brother. Also saw my brother. Had talk with Professor Williams. Yes, this is the surveyor guy still. About armor and position at Iowa Falls. Went with Clifford and Ganser. There's a lot of writing in these entries and much more interesting than just numbers. Agreed. Okay, Gilbert sent more resources. Genealogy Bank, Roots Web, and GenieNet are some other good ones. Genealogy Bank is not free, but he doesn't know about the other ones. Ganser. Hold on. I am lost. Went with Clifford and Ganser to Ganser's house, then to McCutcheon's for Georgia. Wonder what McCutcheon's is. McCutcheon's. At 8, dinner. Though did not ate dinner, though did not plan on it. There. Here. And took C and Central and Northwest, I think, or Chicago and Northwest, train for Chicago. At 12, or, okay, at 12:01, so specific. Hey, Max. Welcome back. Oh, January 15th is your birthday. Hold on. Yay. Happy diary birthday. Yay. It's fun to get to do diary birthdays again. The 1903 one, it was so slow going that we didn't get that many each day. 12:01 train. 20 minutes late. Arrived in Chicago at 7:20 and got home at 8. Ethel, or Effie, called and stayed till about 9. Went to bed at 10. Maybe we should look for Effie. What was it? Allard, I think. Effie Allard and Nell Saxton. That'll be, I think, the last thing we do tonight. I'll try to find Ethel Allard. Wonder if that's her maiden name or not. This is hard. When you don't have a birth date, I can't just search that. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Who knows if she's from Illinois? That's going to be way too... oh, actually. There's nobody named Ethel Allard. Let's do a newspaper search of Ethel Allard, 1904, in Illinois. We can also look on Ancestry. That might be more fruitful. Ethel Allard. And I will look up Effie also. You found a Lloyd Allen McCutcheon from Iowa. Okay. I wonder if that's the McCutcheon. Is he from Mount Vernon, Iowa? Ethel Allard. Chicago. No idea when she was born. Any event? I don't know. Lived in Chicago in 1904. Let's see. I love old-fashioned names. Watched an Victorian-era show. Twins named Verity and Valentine. Haha. I know. I love looking at the old yearbooks. Oh, Alward. That's in 1930, though. Ethel May Nab Alward. Okay, and then the other name was... Where did it go? Nell Saxton. She's from Chicago. Alan? Oh. Let's see. Oh. Valentina sent something on the Discord. Effie Allard. Okay, hold on. I'm really annoyed that I can't just open it easily anymore. I have to do this. Okay. Miss Effie Allard returned to Eagle Grove after visiting relatives in South Chicago and will remain for the summer. Okay, so I'm going to look up Effie then. Whoa, I should open it up, not just 1904. I'll do 1900 and 1910. Huh? When was this? This was 1890. Oh. Effie Allard. 949 West Lake Street, Chicago. She's apparently from Eagle Grove. Is it Eagle Grove, Iowa? Or Illinois? Well, maybe I can find her easily on here then. Maybe it's just Effie, it's not Ethel. I just assumed. From Iowa, okay. Birth. Yeah. Eagle Grove. Could it be Effie? Let me check. Let's see if this says Effie. I think it's Effie, but I can check the handwriting too. Oh, here, Effie. Aw, man. So I guess it just does that whether or not I move or not. Effie D. Glenn. Oh, I thought it was the same name, but it's Nell. Okay. I'm not getting a lot of other results. Nell Saxton. I have no idea though when they... Okay. This could be Nell because it's... The years match up and... No, they don't. No, they do. Yeah, they do. That's about when Ralph was born. And she lived in the area. Oh, she was the co-founder of the Girl Scouts organization in Kansas. Okay, so that's a woman, Nell. I wasn't sure. I thought it was a man. Nell Saxton and Effie Allard. I wonder if we can find, like, if we could find where Effie Allard was in 1904. Maybe she lived with Nell. J.E. Saxton. Not her. Hi, kitty. Oh, hi, Basil. Basil wants some pets. Come up. I don't know. Dead end, I guess. I think that might be it for me tonight. I'm getting hungry and tired, and my cat wants some pets, so. But, we left off at the 15th. That's a good, like, halfway point about for the month. And like I said, we don't have a ton in this diary, so we should take our time. What could Nell be short for? Nellie? Is Nellie short for something, though? I don't know. What resources are being used? I'm using Google Docs and Google Photos and Google Sheets to, like, document. But I'm searching on, let's see, I'll go through my tabs. This is Google Earth. This was just from searching eBay. Like searching Google. That too. This is newspapers.com. It's a paid subscription. This is Find a Grave. It is not paid. It's free. That's a good resource. Oh, it could be Eleanor. Yeah, that's true. Nell, Eleanor. This is Ancestry, and that's all I have open right now. I don't know, Valentina, I don't know if you're still here, what resource this is from. This doesn't look familiar to me. Is it from a different newspaper one, maybe? My Heritage, okay. All right. Oh, I can't stop yawning. So I made a live event for next week, May 8th. So I'll be on next Thursday, May 8th at 6, like usual. And we'll keep reading Ralph's diary, and I'll start thinking of the next project. I do have a few diaries that are just like singles. So just with someone, a random year from someone's life that we could read through. But I do like having a series. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you prefer, you think, having a different diary all the time, like one-offs, or would you rather do series? because I'm fine with either. But I just find like series, we have more time to dig into the people and figure you like the series too. Okay. It's so scary to start thinking of what's the next one. Because I get so into the one that we're in, you know? You prefer series too. Okay. So I will go up into my little room, my little mini museum where I keep all my diaries, and I'll see what we've got. Maybe we can do like a one-off in between or something, because I do have a few that are just sitting there that I feel like I should go through, and then I can in the meantime start looking for another series to do. There's some on eBay. I just don't want to buy one just for the sake of buying one, but that's kind of what I did with the Weatherman diary, and it turned out fine. I'm just like worried about, I don't want to spend the money and then it'd be boring, so we'll see though. I'll keep a lookout. I know, Penny. I wouldn't want you to send me the ones that you have, though, because you're a diary detective. So I want you to have your projects. But if you really wanted to, I would take them. But I don't want you to feel like you have to send them to me. Because you guys are part of the group, too, and I want you to have your projects. So we'll talk about it. All right. So I hope everyone has a good night. Oh, okay. Okay, but you know, what if you want to do those later on? If you really, really feel compelled and you want to, I will pay for shipping and we'll take them and do them, but also don't feel obligated. I'm going to keep a lookout soon. If you have diaries, we should read them even if they are singles. Yeah, I feel like I agree because they're just sitting there. So maybe we'll go through a few singles and then find another series. Okay. All right. So, I'll see you guys next week. That was a good one. I'm glad that we figured out it's 1904. That's a nice surprise from Ralph. Okay. Yeah, we could do like a mystery diary series. I actually really do enjoy the very beginning of a new diary because everything's new. Everything's a mystery. Like when we're reading through these, I'm like, oh, Clifford, that's his brother. But it's kind of fun to read Clifford and figure out that it's his brother for the first time. So that's something that I enjoy about starting a new project. And I have to reach out to the descendant who these diaries are going to, because I hope they still want them. I talked to them like a few months ago, or maybe more, but we gotta find one from one of his siblings. Yeah, Clifford's diary. And then we can read the entry about when his lamp exploded. His POV. We find out so much about everyone anyway, so singles won't matter. Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, I'll see you guys next time. If you want notifications, you can sign up on my TikTok page for the event, or you can join my Discord because I send announcements there too. So that's on my link tree. All right, everybody. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follows. We got a lot of people on here today. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Good night. Bye, Nikki.